What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. Welcome to the Stock Goat YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be covering the overall market. We will also be covering the SoFi stock. And last week, I did do a video explaining why the market was selling off so aggressively. I believed it was because of, big whales, big institutions from America, getting liquidated, getting margin calls, having to exit, Russian exposure, and also, partial China exposure. Now that I'm seeing, more headlines coming out, of course, we still got the war. I don't believe the war is what is really bringing down the market. And also, I don't believe it is Russian exposure at this point because majority of these big whales have already exited their Russian exposure. And also, majority of businesses have exited all Russian exposure. I believe, of course, we have the Powell Fed meeting coming up, Wednesday. I believe that's, part of it. But I'm telling you right now, I believe it's more liquidation, more margin calls happening because of China investments, guys. If you look at any of these large China stocks, I'm talking the top 15, China stocks in the world. The Americans are some of the largest investors at the top. And if you've seen what's happening with these headlines throughout China, I'm telling you right now, that's why you're seeing a lot of these, solid American companies that have already sold off, massively. They're getting liquidated more to cover this China exposure. So I don't think it has anything to do with any individual company at this point. All the earnings have already been covered. Everything's sold off pretty much 40 to 60%, even some of the mega caps. I'm telling you right now, it's more about these big whales and institutions moving their money around, to just cut as many risk out as possible with this Russian last week exposure. And now very aggressive China exposure is getting liquidated. We're going to give you the details in this video. Be sure to smash the like button. Don't forget to drop a comment. And if you are not subscribed, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We will be keeping you updated daily. All of the breaking news covering the SoFi stock and the overall market. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, we can see that the SoFi stock is down about 7% today, down a little bit in the after hours, okay? I'm telling you right now, there's over 100 other companies with price action even worse than this. So do not blame SoFi right now. Higher quality companies that are much larger are still seeing the exact same type of sell-offs right now. But what I really want you to do is look at the top of these indexes, okay? S&P 500 red, Dow flat, but take a look at this. NASDAQ absolutely hammered 2%. We've been seeing this for over a month. Russell 2%. Look at this, guys. Crude oil is even going down, okay? And you can even see gold is going down as well, and also silver. So gold and the oil hedges are even falling as well. So we know that energy, gold, oil have been the biggest winners, the past couple of months. So virtually every single asset right now is absolutely getting crippled. I'm telling you right now, that is because of liquidation from these investments throughout China and Russia, guys. The US does have massive exposure. Just take a look at this, guys. DoorDash, 12%. Affirm 14%, Upstart 10, Bill.com 8, Toast 5, Trade Desk 7, Datadog 6, Snow 6, Palantir 6, Square 7, Teladoc 6. I mean, it just does not stop, guys. Sentinel 1, 9. Companies are just getting liquidated at a very fast rate, even after these aggressive sell-offs over 50%. Lemonade down another, 8%. It looks like PayPal and Facebook did solid today. Spotify. I mean, guys, every single company, doesn't matter what sector, is going to sell off aggressively. I'm telling you right now, it is because of that China exposure. So there is 3 specific reasons why these American institutions, big money whales, are exiting these China investments. And number 1 is because of delisting fears. As you can see right here, U.S. traded shares of NIO and other Chinese EV makers are down sharply on delisting fear. So that is number 1. There's going to be the non-stop delisting headlines with China. Number 2, China new COVID lockdowns hits Apple suppliers, raising risk of higher inflation. So any kind of American business going on in China is getting hit. Inflation is, expected to rise in some sectors if COVID, has another breakout. That's number 2. And number 3, Russia asked China for military help in war with Ukraine, U.S. officials say. So, we're exiting, Russian investments, and we want to also exit China investments if there's any type of, correlation to Russia and China, helping each other out. So I'm telling you, China is getting liquidated today throughout all of these big investment firms, throughout America, and you're going to see it in the price action. Right here is the largest companies in China, and just look at the price action today. Li Auto, 20%. Pinduoduo, 20%. JD, 15%. 15, 14, 14, Xpeng 13, Neo 12, JD 10, Alibaba 10%, guys. I mean, if the company's worth, $200 billion, that's another 20 billion of market cap coming out today, guys. I mean, look at this sell-off in China, guys. I'm telling you right now, there was a lot of American investors exiting, running as fast as they can away from China investments when they see anything correlated to COVID, anything correlated to Russia, anything correlated to delisting. They want to exit as much high-risk assets as possible, and you're going to be feeling the pain in American assets because of, margin calls. That's just part of the way it is when you're overweighted in certain, baskets. Now, some good news for SoFi. The CEO, Anthony Noto, is continuing to buy shares. As you can see, he bought at $7.85 today, another 150,000. This is the way the experts do it. This is the way, investors do it that have been in the game forever. They dollar cost average. They buy every day, every week, every couple of days. You got to DCA because no one can time the bottom. So Anthony Noto continues to add, and he increases direct ownership by, 0.65%. So just throughout the last 4 buys, he increased his ownership, 2 to 3%, adding over $600,000 of investment into the SoFi stock. So this is great news. We also see SoFi Technologies insider Mika Hevener buys $39,000 worth. So other insiders in SoFi are starting to buy. A lot of these guys already have a massive amount of shares. Some of them are adding to their positions on top of the CEO. So 2 insiders adding today with the SoFi stock. Also, Anthony Noto has been adding the last, 3, 4, 5 days. This is great news because, it looks like management is confident that, they're going to execute on their bank charter license where the numbers really start to show in Q2. So guys, remember, this has nothing to do with SoFi. Everybody's going to be down, People are down 70%, 50%, 30%, 20%. People that just bought this morning are down 10%. That's the way it goes. But you have to be a long-term investor for a high-quality name like this disrupting a massive market, okay? Anybody trying to day trade this bad boy the past couple of days is getting smoked, You're just talking nonstop sell-off. So I believe we're getting a lot of these day traders exiting these stocks because, the sell-offs are just so aggressive they cannot make money. And a lot of people are asking me how much downside, can we really see? The thing is, on Fintel, we don't have the updates, for this current month, of what these institutions are doing. So I cannot see, who was selling as far as BlackRock, Vanguard, T. Rowe Price, and also SoftBank. So I cannot see who is selling their positions. But what I can tell you is, just as of, 2 to 3 weeks ago, in February, it says here, institutional investors owned $7 billion worth of SoFi. So remember, our market cap was much higher around earnings when we were about, $13 share price, a little bit higher. So there was a massive position of retail investors inside of the SoFi stock. So now I truly believe that a lot of that market cap has been, cleaned out, by these short sellers, by these liquidations, and retail investors are majority of, who has been getting cleaned out in the stock. So let's just assume right now that, the investors still own about $7 billion of SoFi. You can see here the updated outstanding shares is 910 million shares. With the Technisys acquisition, the $1 billion worth of shares priced in, they were about, 800 million shares, and now they're up to about 910 million shares. So think about it right now. If our stock price is $7.90, it says the market cap right now is $7.2 billion. So assuming that no institution sold, but of course I do believe a small portion did sell, we would only have $200 million worth of retail investor money in it. Okay, I think it is a little bit higher right now. I don't think, everybody is fully sold out. So I think, there could be a little bit of a portion of that $7 billion that we saw on Fintel sell out. Maybe the institutional investors drop down to like $6 billion because of, these margin calls and liquidations like I've been talking about. But I'm telling you right now, majority of that money throughout that $13 stock price down under 8, that's, $3, $4, $5 billion worth of market cap that got wiped out from retail investors selling out for, losses and stuff like that. So I truly believe, we could have less than $1 billion worth of retail money in this stock. So a bottom could be getting close because you can see, investors just as of a couple of weeks ago, they owned $7 billion worth of SoFi. SoFi right now is worth $7.2 billion. There's not a lot of retail money left. So yes, just subtract, maybe $500 million worth of, the institutional market cap. That'll bring you down to 6.5 billion. We could have about $700 million worth of, diamond hand retail in this stock right now. So I think if we get past this Fed meeting, they raised the basis points, 25. I think we could, definitely see a bottom inside of the market because, we've been selling off on fears of this war and this inflation, rate hike. And also now today is just the liquidation you're seeing from these China investments because of COVID, because of delisting and Russian and Ukraine, war talk. So there's a lot of different headlines. Just know that there is some, large amount of money institutions inside of the SoFi stock. We were just at 7 billion a couple of weeks ago. And going back to the institutional ownership, you can see March 4th was the last big buy. I mean, guys, these DCM International VI, they bought 11.7 million shares, guys. That's $185 million. As you can see here, you can't see the stock price that these guys bought at, but you can go onto this website called Whale Wisdom and look up this specific institution, and you can see they did buy SoFi right here, and they added 11.7 million shares, and they bought at a cost basis of $15.81. So you can see, I mean, these guys are down, over, 50% in just a matter of a couple of weeks. So I'm telling you right now, even the big whales cannot time the market. It is physically impossible because of these headlines with war, inflation, and also China now. So guys, and you can see they also bought Matterport right here at an average price of 20, and we know Matterport is down to $7. So they're down, massively on the Matterport position where they added, $400 million. So guys, this is a big institution, okay? They were probably trying to get in some, discounts on some growth stocks, thought the market was bottoming. Nobody can time the market, guys. So just look at the big whales adding $200 million, $15.81 average. You need to be dollar cost averaging just like the management, Anthony Noto, and you need to be patient, okay? Average down once a week. You don't have to go all in, instantly when you see a nasty sell-off like this. You need to just remain calm and know that everybody is down inside of the stock market, okay? Even, massive companies like Microsoft, Google, and Amazon are down, near 20%. And look at the media just trying to put the fear inside of the market. These headlines will not stop, guys. I'm telling you right now, there's so many different negative catalysts to keep up with. It just doesn't stop. I just believe the largest one today is the China exposure. Last week on Friday, I was telling you it was the Russian exposure. Now it's really China, because of those war talks, that COVID headline, and also delisting. U.S. is trying to exit. They just don't trust it right now. Federal Reserve meeting, brace for double-fisted tightening as stock market struggles. Who the hell wrote this right here? Godly, double-fisted? That sounds like a porno. What is going on, guys? They are trying to put the fear inside of you. Every single headline these guys can get a click. They're going to put as much fear as humanly possible. You see it with the mega caps. These are some of the biggest discounts you're ever going to see. The NASDAQ is down 22%. The S&P 500 is down 14%. And this is some of the biggest corrections we've ever seen in like a decade. In the beginning of a year, I was reading up for the S&P 500. So I believe these discounts are not going to last. Of course, we got to get past this rate hike and also this war ending. But I'm telling you right now, these are the times to be buying, okay? It is nasty inside of the world with geopolitical different reasons every single day. You need to be patient and understand, dollar cost averaging is the way to do it. And if you made it to the end of the video, I want to say I really do appreciate it. I enjoy doing this video for you. So many different headlines inside of the market. It's going to be changing every single day. We know that we have the rate hikes coming up with the Fed on Wednesday. That's going to be part of it, of course. The Russian-Ukraine war is not stopping. Russian exposure has been exited, and I believe the big headline today is definitely that China exposure. That's why you're seeing these high-quality American companies get liquidated at such a fast pace, even with the sell-offs that they've been experiencing the past 6 months. Once again, my name's Kyle. Be sure to drop a comment. Be sure to smash the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed. Have a great day.